Hornindal IPA. Wednesday! Alright, B's and G's, this is the Hornindal Kvike, or Kvik, whatever. However it's pronounced, redneck from Southern Ohio. Can't talk, my tongue is very large, it gets in the way of my words, so yeah, that's it. It's cleared out pretty nice, that's about it. Only thing I've used is Whirlflock in the boil, no gelatin. So, it's got a ton of like peach, almost like white peach, or just slightly non-ripe peach. But hops I used in it, got sticky in my fingers. It's got some dankness to it, so yeah, it's really enjoyed it. It's pretty good. It's basically the same IPA I've been making since I started this electric brew system, except hop bill's a little bit different and the yeast. So anyway, oh my goodness, I hope you guys aren't scared. This is going to be a scare. Right, so last Wednesday I brewed the IPL, which is fermenting, and I fermented that at 63, 64 degrees. So it's S23 lager yeast, and so I literally just got done with a brew day probably 20 minutes ago. I mean, I cleaned up, done. So then I didn't put up my refrect on there. So that's what I'm doing now. I had a little sticky wart on the backside of it, so I, typical parent move, I licked my thumb and got rid of it, right? Because that's what you do. Alright, so the IPL started about, I think it was 1070. I've got that paperwork upstairs, so I think it was 1068, 1070-ish. Pulled a sample today. It was at 1.022, so it's got a little bit of clearing to do. It's got a little bit of time, got a little bit of work to do. So it's no big deal. Had a taste. It's pretty good. It's still sweet. I've got a really predominant yeast flavor to it. As does this, but it's not bad. I think it should drop to about 1014, 1016 because of all the oats in it. But anyway, so that's working. So I raised the temperature today. Raised it to 68. So you see it's at 66 right now. So it's coming up. So it's slowly coming up to 68. So I went ahead and I brewed a Barleywine today. Just 3 gallons. I got about 3.5 gallons in fermenter right now. That was the plan. I just want to make a beer that'll kind of go into the. I've got 2 small 3-gallon kegs, so I'm going to fill a keg. I don't want to bottle it. I'm not gonna put it in a barrel. It's just a barley wine to kind of drink on. 3 gallons will be just fine by the time I bottle up some bombers for the guys I work with. So then that'll be great. Which leaves me with not a great deal to drink by myself. So I'm a winner. Winner, chicken dinner. So yesterday was Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all you guys. Hope everything went well. Hope you got everything you needed, everything you wanted. So that's where I'm at. This is going to be a long one this week because I've actually got 2 brew day videos to show. I've got today and last Wednesday. So don't really have much to talk about other than that. The S23. So I don't know quite what to expect there. I read some stuff where people have fermented it out at the low side of an ale temp and it comes out clean, which is kind of what I'm going for because I don't want like a full-on that punch you in the face kind of lager taste. I don't want it to drown out the hops is what I'm trying to say because I'm an idiot. But anyway, so we'll see what happens. then barley wine today was something I threw together, and really not having much of a plan other than, you see barley wine sometimes they're just, you can do a single, just make it all out of two-row. You can all out two-row and a little bit of 60, something to kind of give it a blush, something to kind of turn the color a little bit. But what I've done today, I like copper malt. I've been using copper malt a lot, probably too much, but anyway, got some copper malt. And what I did was I took, it's 12 pounds of two-row, and that's 70% of my grist. So then 5 pounds of copper malt, which is 30% of the grist, which just under 30% of the grist. Which Breeze says 30%. They don't give any usage above 30%, so I'm gonna take that as, hey, don't use anything more than 30% of your grist. So it's about just under 30% of the grist. But anyway, that'll give me a nice red color. Hopefully, with I boiled for 2 hours and 30 minutes. Hopefully for 2.5 hours, I'll get a little caramelization, maybe the Maillard effect, or is that Maillard? Is that what that is? Is that it? Kind of get a little caramelization of the wort. Being boiled for that long will help me out with that. But that's basically it. That's all of it. So at 60-minute mark, I put in half an ounce of Galena. It's all Galena hops. Half an ounce of Galena at 60. Then at 50, I put in 2.59 ounces of Galena. Then that was it until flame out. I went ahead and killed the temp, killed the burner. I had a little bit of left in the bag. It was probably, I don't know, it was more than a half an ounce. But it wasn't quite an ounce. I went ahead and threw it in at a flame out at 0 at whatever boil was, and just chilled from that point. So I chilled down to about 65, 66. Then transferred into the carboy. There's video of the starter, what I did, so you guys can yell at me, everybody, all that stuff. The internet can get mad. I took a pack of US-05, which is the only thing I had. No way for me to go buy any more US-05 because my homebrew shop is closed. They're closed until I think the 3rd of January. So what I did, I made a 2-liter starter with my US-05 packet. So that should give me enough yeast for a 3-gallon batch of 10, it's 1.18, sorry, beer. And I've got, so that's it, 1.18, yeah. So, that's where I'm at. So that's going to ferment out. As I raise the temperature on the IPL, now I can ferment it out with the IPL because the temperature will be about 68, which will be fine. Then once that's done, I'll start ramping it down. I'll either start ramping the IPL down by itself, which means I'll pull out the barley wine and let it ride at room temp at ambient, which is right now about 63 degrees, 65. Or I'll just cold crash it. It just depends on how it tastes. If it's real boozy or if it needs to finish, I don't know. Nice thing about the IPL, I can probably let it hang out for a little bit if I need to ramp up the temp on that. And because I'm doing basically a diacetyl rest right now with the IPL. So anyway, we'll see where the barley wine goes. See if it drops down. Beersmith is telling me it should stop about 10:20. Hopefully, maybe it'll dry out more than that. Maybe I'll get a little bit of honey or something like that, and I'll plop in it after the first 2 or 3 days of high crowds, and I'll just maybe see if that'll dry it out a little bit. But anyway, yeah, I've got that's probably my last brew day for 2018. It's kind of a slow start for me since I was beginning of 2018. I was still building this whole thing I've got over there. So yeah, that's it, guys. It's gonna be a long video, just telling you. foreshadowing. All right, guys, that's it. Peace. Cheers. All right, so I just doughed in. A little hot, so I've got the lids off of the mash tun hot liquor tank. Got the element off, so I can let it kind of come down to temp before I turn the element back on, put it up, and start my 60 minutes. So right now, I just got my hood on, my fan evacuating steam, and it's working like a champ. But that's not a real test. But one thing that I did do today. I usually just put my beer smith and add in the mash water that I need, and I'll round up to the next whole number. Well, after the last few times where I had really kind of slow runoffs and some issues, the last brew I did, I actually added in a gallon extra water in the beginning. I mean, not in the beginning, but probably, 10 minutes after I started the mash, because it really started to slow down. So this time I just went ahead and added the extra gallon as I pumped water from the HLT over to the mash tun. And yeah, you can see it hasn't slowed down. It's full pour, and it's chugging right along. It's been going now for 5 minutes or so, just kind of waiting. So once this comes down to temp, which I'm almost down to temp, I'm going to lit it up, turn my exhaust fan off, and start my 60 minutes. So anyway, that's the IPL, which is the exact same grain bill as the IPA I just made. I kept the IBUs, everything the same. So we're just using the lager yeast, and of course I will be fermenting at lager temperatures. All right, that's it. All right, just started the sparge, just mashed out, so now I'm sparging. So filling up water here, and I am sparging there. So you can see my little setup. That's what I was after. That's what I wanted, and it's working like a champ. So anyway, already run about 1.5 gallons of water into the mash tun. So continue sparging until I've got about 8 gallons in there. So anyway, all right, guys, it's I started the boil about 15 minutes ago, and everything's working great. You can see the condensation's building up, but it's all going to fall down to the drip tray. I found a couple leaks. The Zelda was leaking right there, it's right there. But now, got a little bit of a leak up here, so I don't know. I tightened that screw down a little bit, but I'm worried that it's stripped. But if anything, I'll put some number 8s in there. I think those are number 6s. I'll just go up a size, and go from there. Besides that, it's working pretty well. I am worried about that condensation right there, but if I gotta come back and wipe it off every 20 minutes or whatever, that's fine. All right, I got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the boil. So I did wipe the condensation off the top of that. So I'm doing it once, and a 60-minute boil is not going to complain. And I did have a leak right here. It's up in here and dripping down and down from there. So I tightened up that clamp right there, and it seems to have stopped. So anyway, little things like that, right? It's always something little, but this light is awesome. It worked out great. It's not been in my way, and just puts light right where I need it. So yeah, I haven't got my final numbers yet. I'll collect some more as I cool everything down and start my whirlpool. But yeah, so far everything's working great. So I just started my whirlpool 5 minutes ago, and all in all, everything looks pretty good. It was a pretty easy day today. No mash problems, no runoff issues. My numbers are close to what they were a couple weeks ago. So right now I'm whirlpooling. It's 170. Yeah, so got everything cleaned up except for currently what I'm using. So that did stop leaking once I tightened up that clamp. So hopefully it's just little growing pain stuff. But yeah, really, if the roof of that had an angle on it, angle to the back, that would be probably better, but you know, whatever. At this point, I don't care. Everything's, you know, it's not raining in here, so I'm okay with that. All right, guys. I'll probably get final numbers here in a little bit. I pulled off just about a pint, and I've got it in the refrigerator upstairs cooling down, and I'll get the official numbers with my hydrometer. So anyway, looks pretty good so far. All right, I am doing my final chill. So being December in Southern Ohio, groundwater temperature is a lot colder, so I got it down to 90 and I stopped. So that's my groundwater temp on the right. So now I'm recirculating the pump through an ice bath, so that'll get it down to pitching rate. Now I am going to ferment the S23 warm. I'm going to ferment it at 64. I've read a lot of good things and a lot of bad things about S23. So, which pertain to it, IPL, no, I haven't read anything really pertaining to an IPL. One thing that I've read is that a lot of people have gotten a lot of success fermenting it on the warmer side, about 64. One bad thing that people are saying is that there's a fruity flavor. Well, okay, fine. With an IPL, I'm not really worried about fruity flavor because I've got Citra, Mosaic, Brew 1, hops in there. So, yeah. So I don't really know if I'm ever really going to see that. But I'm going to go ahead and ferment it on a little bit warmer side, which, from what I understand, kind of ferments a little cleaner. You still get the kind of lager flavor, esters kind of stuff, but not with the fruity flavors. But anyway, this is strictly for science. I don't know what I'm doing. I wanted 3470. I grew with that before, but I couldn't find it, couldn't get it without doing some traveling, and I didn't want to go all the way to another homebrew supply shop in Cincinnati. I'd rather not spend my money there. But anyway, I could have used 2112, but I wanted to do a kind of real life, honest to God, lager yeast. I guess I could start an argument with that statement. But anyway, I'm already down to 82, so this thing's dropping pretty quickly. So anyway, yeah, you can see the pump does not pump real heavy, so which is probably a good thing because it's going to transfer a lot more heat that way. So, but anyway, it works great. Dropping my wort temp. It doesn't take long, and it gets it down to pitching temp real quick. I'm talking within 15 minutes or whatever. As long as I can get it down to below 100, it works pretty good. But anyway, all right, guys, that's about it for me. I'll probably have some video of the final gravity numbers, but anyway, that's it. This is also the first time I've ever rehydrated dry yeast. I've never rehydrated dry yeast. So that's 2 packs of S23. So let's see what happens with that. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. I am sitting at right now that is chilled down to 63.8. So I'm gonna go ahead and ferment at 64. There's about 6 gallons in there. There's the compression fitting with the gas post on it. Quick disconnect into Star Sand. So right now we are ready to rock and a roll. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So yeah, should be pretty good. I'm still worried about blow off, but at least I can take that apart and clean it if it does blow through there, which I don't think it's going to, but lager yeast is kind of crazy for a slow start, then just goes into beast mode. But not that I'm super familiar with lager yeast. But anyway, okay, enough talking. Let's button this sucker up and get some cleaning. All right, I'm all done cleaning up. Pots are clean. Everything's kind of air drying right now. So I'm gonna go upstairs and check the final gravity, the pre-fermentation gravity, and we'll call it an eve. All right, that's the final number. Looks to be about 246, so it's 1.066. Yeah, my last one turned out 1.047. I mean 1.07. So I'm a little bit off, but that could be a beginning volume issue and final volume issue and boil percentage issue. So, but I'm pretty close. So that's it. 1.06. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8. So, all right. After just got through boiling for 2.5 hours. So right now I'm chilling. I'm going to be transferring to my fermenter. So I've got about 3.5 gallons in there right now. So that'll be great. That's really about what I wanted. I was maybe I'm thinking maybe more towards 4 gallons, but anyway, that should be fine. There is some dead space in the bottom of that kettle, but there's also all this hose to make up, so I'm feeling pretty confident I'll get over 3 gallons in here, but if I don't, whatever, if I do, whatever. The objective was basically to get around 3 gallons worth of barley wine that I could put on tap and drink on tap. So that way I wouldn't feel so bad about drinking 3 gallons of barley wine, because I'm going to go ahead and I'll put some of that in bombers and give out to friends. So I won't be drinking full 3 gallons. I just want to kind of get it on there, and just because it's been a while since I've had a barley wine. And the one that I currently have in bottles that I made years ago, I'm not particularly keen on. It gets a little sweet, but anyway. So right now I've got to cool down to 69, 70 degrees. Yeah, I'm going to be fermenting it out at 68. So it's right about a pitching temp for me. I've got a 2-liter starter of US 05. I know, you don't need to make a starter with dry yeast. Well, I'm looking at a 1.118 beer. So I'm not doing it to just to make it starter. I'm doing it for cell count. So anyway, all right, guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go ahead and transfer this and get stuff. All right, guys, it's the Wednesday after Christmas, and I'm going to throw down a big gravity, low volume barley wine today. It's Homebrew Wednesday. So anyway, I'll get some footage of this. I got footage of last Wednesday's IPL brew. It's chugging away right now, still in the fermenter. I'm raising temperature today. So it's been 7 days. So I'm just go ahead and start a decimal rest. So anyway, all right, guys. I'll give you the grain bill. It's a real kind of thrown together, kind of shitty beer. So it may turn out like crap. But anyway, it's kind of based on a real loose interpretation of just a two grain barley wine. It's basically 70% avant-garde 2-row and 30% copper malt from Brew. So we'll see what happens. It should be a nice kind of red color. I'm going to try to put 4 gallons, 3.5 to 4 gallons in the fermenter today. I only want 3 gallons. Once I'm finished, I've got a couple 3-gallon kegs, so I'm going to fill those. But hops are going to be just, let's see, half an ounce at 60 minutes. Then I've got 2.5 ounces at 15, and those are all Galena. So I just threw this together and see what's going on. So it's either going to be a 90-minute boil or maybe a 120-minute boil. It just depends on how much I collect and it's all that stuff. But anyway, it's going to be a real simple barley wine. Should start out about 10, maybe 1.10 or 1.11-ish somewhere. So we'll just see what happens. So I've boiled for almost an hour. So I'm down to just under 6 gallons. Gravity is 1084. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to boil this for an additional half an hour, so then do my 60. So So I'm going to have 2.5 hours boiling today. So that's the plan. That'll get me down to about the 4.5 gallon mark in the pot. That'll get me that 4.5 gallons, 4 gallons in a fermenter, which that's about what I'm looking for as far as a full brew day. So yeah, that's it. So going 120 minute boil, 7 gallons. It's about starting at 1075. So I'm gonna boil at 70% today and try to end up with anywhere from 3.5 to 4 gallons. So I got an hour before my first hot draw.